Happy
birthday
to
Ted.
Ted. Happy birthday to Ted. Happy birthday, dear Tedward.
Tedward?
Lord Edward Yellow. Happy birthday to you. No singing.
Okay, good.
So, welcome to the birthday bash. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. No singing.
It's ridiculous. Come on, get on with it.
You get on with it. Put some things up on the screen.
Are you not gonna say shit first?
Which shit?
Capital Q and stuff.
Oh, yes, you know the drill. By now, boys and girls, put a capital Q in front of your questions, then a colon, write your question out in full. Don't use abbreviations and suffix the whole thing with a question mark. Thank you.
And be as detailed as possible with your questions so we can actually answer them.
Yes. Don't ask us anything you could just go and look on Google either, because that'll piss Pim off. Don't ask you to questions more than once. Wait for an answer. If you don't get one, it's because your question sucked ass. Or maybe we didn't see it, because actually we don't get to see everything here in the StreamYard feed.
Which is very strange.
I know, even though I've set it on YouTube to say put everything up, it still doesn't. So, yeah. If you feel like you're being ignored, either you're being ignored or we're not seeing you.
Most likely, because there are usually a couple of hundred people here. There is a queue of questions, so we'll get to your questions. So it might take more than 5 minutes before I actually get to your question.
Yes. So get your popcorn chicken together.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is you're feasting on.
Many, many happy birthdays.
Yes, thank you, DC, and hopefully many, many happy returns to you as well. Miss Patricia, I hope you're all here. Everybody says happy.
Why did he say happy birthday to you and not to...
And not to Ted. I know, Ted's feeling quite left out. It's his birthday too, you know, in effect.
How many laps is it now?
53.
53.
53. Who'd have thunk it?
Indeed. How did you make it?
Well, what happened was my mum took the advice of her mum, which was, just keep your hands off his throat until he's 21 and he'll turn into a nice young man.
Ah, someone. Happy birthday to
There you
Bart
go.
and
Well
Ted.
done. Well done, Dan. Ted feels happy now.
Best day for singing.
Yes, indeed. Ooh, la 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 la. No singing.
We have so many happy birthdays.
Yay!
All right.
Right,
Shall
questions.
we get to real questions then?
Are there any?
There are some.
Very good. Let's have them.
First, happy birthday, and I hope you have many more continued.
Thank you.
Lane made his latest What the Fitness video yesterday regarding cholesterol, debunking stuff.
Right.
Could you pretty please react to it soon? Even Joel commented on it, basically agreeing with it.
Right. Okay, we'll do. Because both Gil Carvalho and Lame Norton are absolute utter wastes of oxygen, both of them. Both imbeciles. Neither one of them has the first clue about anything. They know dick about fuck. Neither one of them would actually be able to differentiate between their elbows and their assholes if I labelled both and taught them to read. There you go. But I'll do a reaction to the actual video during the week. That will be after I've done a reaction to the latest absolute fucking nonsense from one James de Nicola Antonio again. Doubling down on the same ridiculous fucking nonsense again. He hasn't learned a damn thing. We've had an exchange backwards and forwards via email in the last couple of days where James started out apparently being sort of conciliatory and saying, you know, perhaps we could have a discussion about this, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Turns out he was not remotely actually looking for conciliatory actions. He was looking to double down on the same ridiculous fucking nonsense again. He's learned absolutely fucking nothing. So we'll deal with it again during the week. I've invited James to speak face-to-face about it. No, because I'm rude. I'm rude. That's why he won't do it. Oh, okay. Well, fuck him.
Fuck him.
Fuck him. We'll fuck him up without him being here. I'll fuck him up if he was here. I'll fuck him up if he's not here. It makes no difference.
You don't look a day over 52.
Thanks, Marla. Take down Marla's name, would you?
Take down?
Take down her name.
Her name?
Write it on a list and give it to Ted for
I see.
administrative correction later. We don't tolerate cheek around here.
Someone's super chatting there.
Hurrah!
Here's a birthday super chat for you. Happiest of birthdays to you.
Thank you,
From
Juliet. We love you. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh,
We love us some Juliet up in here, don't we?
absolutely.
Oh, by the way, just while we're doing stuff and things and talking about things and stuff, tomorrow, our latest victim will arrive. Privates Ryan and Ryan left several weeks ago, so we've had a bit of a hiatus, and now our next victim is arriving tomorrow. Yes, so hopefully things will go well in that
Maybe
regard.
she will be here next
Maybe she will be here next Sunday doing the live stream with me,
That would be cool.
because Pim hates doing it. She doesn't want to do it. Anyway,
No, I should be out with my ducks now.
playing with your dicks.
My ducks.
Your dicks.
You're taking away my duck time.
Oh.
Right. Thoughts on the safety of Bovaer
Yeah.
additive to cow feed to lower their methane production?
Yes, there is no long-term safety data available on that. It's also completely unnecessary, not backed by actual science, and will not have the effect that it's proposed to have on our environment or anything else. Those are my opinions on it. And via the precautionary principle, given that it is entirely unnecessary and will not have the effect it's supposed to have, and the fact that we don't have safety data on it, it should be absolutely outlawed until we do have safety data on it. And then, once we've worked out that it actually won't do what it's supposed to do anyway, it should be discontinued, as should all the imbeciles who have put the thing together. They should be discontinued as well. Cancelled. Just my opinion, doesn't have to be anybody else's. However, don't forget the rules here on my channel, which are that if you disagree with me, that's hate speech.
He asked for your thoughts on it, though.
Yes.
So-
He didn't disagree with me either, so it's not hate speech.
Yeah. Very good. Happy birthday! Do cancer and fungus and bacteria in the mouth that cause dental issues feed off of only glucose or fructose as well?
My understanding is that most forms of cancer require a large amount of either glucose or glutamate, glutamate, or both. I believe that many fungi and bacteria can indeed live off fructose if they're required to. Not sure. Do you know?
No.
We don't know.
Go get ducked.
You get ducked. Rook, get a duck up here.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, according to James de Nicolantonio, your bones should be honeycombed by now. You should be collapsing under your own weight of gravity and falling into a pile on the floor because, you see, eating meat will soften your bones, according to James. Would you like to say anything about that, Rick? Is that so? Have your bones dissolved over 40-something years, is it now? 41 years of being a carnivore?
Yes. Clearly.
What does James back that up with? A 4-month metabolic ward study with insufficient numbers to be of statistical power, with insufficient controls, and, by the way, with a group of people whose diets they changed overnight without any kind of transition period. And lo and behold, over 4 months, those people excreted more calcium, fuck's sake, more calcium. Well, whoop-de-doo. Of course, you know, if nothing else, even if that was properly transitioned and properly controlled and all of that kind of stuff, you can't extrapolate the findings of a 4-month study to 4 months and 1 day, let alone 40 months or 400. You can talk about 4 months, James. Come and talk to me face to face, son. Rather than hiding behind, I'm not talking to you because you're rude. Well, James, have a look at your fucking videos when you responded to me. Were you rude to me? Yes, you fucking were. You didn't say fuck. But that's not how to be rude. That's just a word. You were very, very rude in your response. And very arrogant and very wrong, weren't you, James? Come to the table. Start with an apology to me for your rudeness and to the public for misguiding them about what science says.
So just because you excrete calcium, does that mean you get spongy bones?
Well, according to James, let's just fucking make as many leaps of faith as you like. Never mind the science. Claim to be a scientist. I mean, James has got hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of peer-reviewed publications in his name. Hundreds. I expected vastly better from a so-called scientist of that standing. James, you're a fucking idiot. Or you sell calcium supplements, or bicarbonate supplements, or citrate supplements. Don't you, James? Unnecessary ones, don't you?
What if it comes from the calcification in your arteries?
Well, maybe. What about the control of intakes? How was that done and monitored? Anyway, we'll talk about that during the
I'm
week.
just taking the pus.
The piss? Who's taking the piss? James is taking the piss.
So all right.
You'll probably make another video explaining why Bart is wrong.
Jesus. Is he a beaver?
Maybe.
Get ducked.
Get ducked. Yes.
Next one.
Good.
What do you think of that? I showed your vids to my friend. He said you were around 45 years old.
Nice. Appreciate that. Thank you to your friend.
Yes. In a comment a year ago, Pottinger's human claimed that insulin resistance does exist and the Kraft test is how it's measured. In disagreement with your position, what are your thoughts?
I never said it doesn't exist. I said it is a construct. In other words, an idea that has to be gauged by putting in things you actually can measure into a sum, a mathematical sum that gives you some idea of a metric on this construct of insulin resistance. The other problem with insulin resistance as a construct is that it is universally touted to be a pathology and or the etiology of sequelae, other pathology. It is neither of those things. It's a normal, natural part of your metabolic programming. It happens for a reason. It is supposed to occur. It is not what it is touted to be. When people say insulin resistance is the cause of diabetes, absolute fucking nonsense. Not so at all. Okay? I hope that clarifies things.
How can one chase iguana, lift engine blocks, etc., and have bones of jelly?
Exactly.
Oops.
Mark uses his power of his mind, the power of the force.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool if you get that instead. I'll take it.
Yes.
Jonathan says, happy birthday.
Thanks, Jonathan.
He's been a member for 42 months. That's
Goodness
impressive.
gracious, that is impressive. Yes.
Impressive as fuck.
Impressive as fuck.
Right.
Yes. Good.
Regarding artificial sweeteners,
Yes.
if the science of everything is questionable, why are we believing they might be harmful?
Well, we believe that the kind of insulin spiking that one gets either from glucose or other sugars or artificial sweeteners, because they both do it to some degree, we believe that to be probably unnecessarily and likely to be problematic. The reasons, the mechanistic understandings of that have been well and truly covered both on my channel and elsewhere. So at its most basic level, that's where it's at. Depending on which sweetener you're talking about, some of them have also been implicated as a possibility in being associated with various cancers and things. Given that sweetening things is entirely unnecessary, again, the precautionary principle would apply, wouldn't it? So let's just stay away from that, because you don't need it. Of course, you do you. I'm doing me. It's my birthday, and I can if I want to.
In a comment a year ago,
Yes.
I think we
That's
designed that.
very,
one.
very good echo.
Indeed.
Nice. Barnastamin, Princessa.
Would stem cells help to heal a lesion in the brain, very possibly leading to adult onset of epilepsy?
There is a possibility of that occurring, yes. Stem cells are able to repair and renew tissues of all kinds in the body. An adult stem cell can differentiate into any cell whatsoever except sperm or eggs. So yes.
Maybe they can choose the side of the body they want to work on. Or something. Since salad I don't know consume too much calcium from raw milk and cheese, would it be reasonable would it be the reason his electrolytes were off balance?
Possibly, but it's not the most likely cause of his electrolyte problems. I've covered the most likely reason for Paul Salad I don't know's problems that he had on a carnivore diet so many times now it's laughable. So if you don't know what that is, please watch all my videos about Paul Salad I don't know. Okay? Yes.
What kind of coffee do you drink and how many cups a day?
About 2 or 3 at maximum these days, and it's freeze-dried crystallized coffee, the worst kind. And I have it with goat's milk raw and a little bit of sweetener, unnecessary sweetener. We use stevia for that. Well, I do.
Not raw once you put it in hot coffee.
True. That does pasteurize it, doesn't it? You're right.
Yes.
Very good. Hate
Unraw
speech.
goat milk.
Hate speech. Hate speech. Hello, Fluffy. Check out the deafness of this dog.
Okay, that
Completely deaf these days. Sorry, your ear.
Oh, that's cold as well.
I know, it's cold in here, isn't it?
Is it true what the night man said? Are we programmed to receive?
Yes. You can check out any time you like.
Thoughts on drinking distilled water versus spring water? Thank you.
Yeah. You do you, really. I don't think it's a huge deal.
Well, spring water will have some
minerals
and stuff in it. So if you can get good quality, why wouldn't you?
Well, exactly. But the thing is, how do you know you've got good quality? And is it presented to you in a plastic bottle?
Indeed. And is the distilled water made by you or in a plastic bottle?
Exactly.
Okie dokes. Low carb for several years, carnivore for 2 months, morning fasting, blood glucose about 105 to 110, gets lower during the day. Last time I had my A1C checked, it was 5.4. I think fine. Any thoughts?
Yes, I agree with you. Absolutely fine. And that is absolutely in line with the experience of many, many other people on the carnivore diet. It seems to be perfectly normal. Your homeostatic mechanisms set everything where they ought to be on the basis of what your diet is. There is absolutely no evidence extant anywhere in the world that can tell us that that's problematic, any of those numbers in the world.
How bad would it be to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet one day of the month, but eating carnivore for the rest of the days?
Depends what you eat when you're at the buffet, doesn't it? Really? Ask better questions. Do better.
Here's a better question.
Good.
Why did you put up a duck pin backdrop so Pim feels more inspired?
A duck pin?
Yes. We need more ducks on the show.
Yes.
It's
More show ducks.
yeah, there are no more questions except for 2. We know lipoproteins are not problematic, but does excessive amounts of it, like familial hyperlipidemia, be a risk factor?
No, absolutely not. There is no evidence whatsoever that would support the use of the word risk whatsoever. No. Risk implies a mechanism of injury. Necessarily. None is established, ergo the word risk cannot be used appropriately, correctly in the context of lipoproteins and any outcomes. All right, are we?
Well, she was grumbling a bit, as if she saw something outside. I don't know what that would be. Did you guys ever try monk fruit?
Nope.
Yes.
Did we?
Don't even know what's in the cupboard. We do have some monk fruit.
Do we?
That
Okay.
It's just very expensive and not as easy to come by. Meh, wrong one, but happy birthday and big steaks and stuff.
Thank you.
Chat moved. Can pets, dogs benefit from cereal? Contraindications?
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes, they can benefit. No, there are no contraindications.
But clearly it doesn't work on hearing.
Yet.
Well, she's been taking cereal for years
Yeah,
now. What it does seem to work on, though, is epilepsy. Because this one has had some fits growing up.
But not since she's been taking any amount of cereal.
Yeah, she might have had it first when she was a year and a half, 2 years maybe. She had a few. I can't remember how many now. 3, maybe 2 or 3 in the UK. Then they moved here. And she had 3 within 1.5 years, at which point we started her on cereal, and she hasn't had any since then. So, coincidence, luck, or cereal? Your pick.
Yes. Good. You pick.
And she was brain damaged before she started taking that, so I don't think it's the cereal that...
Oh, don't you listen to Mummy. She can't anyway. She's deaf.
No.
Yes. The deafness is a recent thing. It used to be selective deafness. Now it's actually deaf.
I think it's been going down the last 2 years.
Yes, I think so too, yeah.
It's just that we didn't know that it was actual real deafness.
And let's be fair, she's not a young lady anymore.
Oh, she's only 12.
Oh. But that's not young, necessarily.
Oh, younger than the other one. What are you drinking tonight for the special occasion?
Coffee with goat's milk, pasteurized. Tonight? Well, it might be tonight for them. That's why they're saying, what are you drinking tonight?
Maybe.
Yeah. If you mean right now, it's coffee. If you mean tonight, probably nothing much tonight.
Okay then, super chat from
It's a work day
Grandma.
tomorrow, you see. Hello,
Happy
Grandma.
birthday from Grandma.
Thank you, Grandma. Not my grandma, but someone's grandma. A feral one. Appreciate it.
Yes. Hey, Fatty. Now promotes sugar diet.
Yeah, I know.
Any plans to reaction video on him anytime soon? Should be an easy and quite entertaining to watch.
Yeah, you should probably do a search on my channel to see what I've already done, because I've already done that. Some time ago, when you started talking about this idea that you should eat nothing but fucking sugar. You just eat fucking sugar. That's all you fucking do. You just fucking eat sugar. Energy out your ass.
Edward Goki says that dairy is contraindicated. What's your opinion?
I disagree. That's too strong a statement. Yeah.
You want to expand on that?
No, I think it's quite clear. Contraindicated means should not be taken at all under any circumstances. That's not so with dairy. And I don't know what Edward did or didn't say. If he did say that, I disagree. If he didn't say that, then it's all good. And it's all good if he did say it and we disagree, because that's allowable, because he didn't say it on my channel, ergo it's not hate speech. Yeah.
Let's see.
Right.
Any thoughts on any lifestyle or other intervention that may improve resistance or protection from potential long-term effects of mRNA therapies that may have been administered, say, 3-4 years ago?
Nattokinase and bromelain. Cereal products, carnivore diet, earthing, blocking of blue light after dark, and exercise of the right kind. As described in my video called 5 Health Hacks You Need to Know. 5 Health Hacks. It's on my channel. There are several different versions of the video. And I'm making a new one soon. Soon, Pete. I'm making it soon. I really am. I've just been really busy. And that will be available on a course as one of the guest lecturers. It'll be 5 Health Hacks You Need to Know. Keep an eye out for that. We'll let you know when it's published. Which won't be until I've made the bastard. Which really will be soon, I promise.
Okay.
I have many balls in the air.
Pim, are you done colouring your hair? No. I'm just lazy.
Right.
So this is washed out colour. And it looks like that. Are your dogs carnivore? Yeah.
Yes.
Always been, since I've had them anyways.
Yes.
Except for the bullshit they find themselves. which might not be carnivore.
Literally, the shit they find.
Yeah.
They're shit-eating shit-eaters. They love it here on the farm. Shit. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah.
Oh, is sparkling water better or worse than fucking mineral water? Don't ask the same question twice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ban you.
Yeah. Don't. Daniel, come on. You know better than
Fuck's
that.
sake.
Yeah.
Are all kinds of saturated fats healthy, and are these kinds of it we need to avoid?
No, there are no kinds of saturated fat you need to avoid.
Unless they're man-made saturated fats, which are trans fats.
Well, that's a trans fat more than... You can't really have a trans fat so much if it's fully saturated because there are no double bonds to spin. Yeah.
But they do that to increase the stability.
Yes. All right.
Thoughts on fullerene C60 for dogs and humans? Thank you.
It has its use. It has its...
Oh, you're actually heavy on one arm, you know.
Yeah.
I need to use the arm.
Yeah. It has its use. It has its purposes. It's not something I've played with or looked at or done much research into. Okay. Buckyballs. Buckyballs. Bucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to find questions.
Ask your questions.
Questions today.
Yes, ask your
For
questions.
once. Usually we have a backlog of many.
Yes.
All right. 8 months carny, intermittent tingling in face and arms. Let go of the dog. And going every few weeks. Water first helps, then it gets worse, so electrolyte disturbance, or B912. Happy birthday, respect for what you do.
Yes, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. Tingling in the face and arms. Could be electrolyte disturbance. Yes, B912 could be an issue. It's not likely to be B912, I don't think. There may also be a respiratory burst issue going on there. I would need to talk to you more and get a full history to be able to help you with something like that, I should say.
Apparently, happy birthday from New Jersey, no new something, no something in the USA. Naked on the nude beach.
Excellent. Good. Don't send us any pictures.
When would Stem Enhanced Ultra Carnivore come blah 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 in the US?
Come out, I suppose.
Is that what
it depends really on how the Australian and New Zealand marketplace goes in terms of their uptake of Stem Enhanced hardcore carnivore. Available in Australia and New Zealand now.
Do it now.
Do it now. The rest of you get to the chopper.
Do it now.
Yes.
Would cutting back on dairy help prevent bad future coronary artery calcium scores?
Possibly and possibly not. Depends on what else is going on. It's a rich tapestry.
Dirty man. Lol, I won, but I sent my wife one.
Good.
Bart, I had prostate cancer. Any thoughts on ivermectin? A carnivore per Dave UK?
If you can get it, that's definitely something that would be part of my regimen were I in that situation. I would absolutely use ivermectin, yes. That and dichloroacetate, DCA. I would also make sure that my intakes contained as close to 0 carbohydrate as possible. And, a bunch of other things as well that you might find in that video called 5 Health Hacks You Need to Know. Watch that one. Many times.
How was your grades exams system when you was an academic professor?
What do you mean, how was they? I don't understand the question.
They were very healthy.
Yes, they were excellent. My systems have always been well above board, personally. Not so much university systems. No.
Do you know what happened? This comment from someone else. My husband did this diet and his LDL cholesterol went above 600. His blood was thick and white.
No, it wasn't thick or white. No.
It probably was not.
No. Who told you that when? Yeah.
Probably some idiot posting in a Facebook group.
Yeah. I did that diet and my blood went thick and white. No, it fucking didn't. No. Gee,
Okay.
incredible.
Suggestions to reverse a poor calcium score. Also, would you recommend creatine on a carnivore diet or just stem enhanced?
I would not recommend creatine, no. It's completely unnecessary. And the touted benefits of it are plus or minus case by case. The jury is out. It's one of the most researched supplements available anywhere in the world. And still, after thousands and thousands of papers on creatine, the answer is unclear. What does that tell you?
Okay, let's wait with this one for a bit.
Right.
Just follow up on the previous one.
Yes.
Said that on a video of someone doing carnivore for 30 days. Thick and white blood, I guess.
Right. Well, no.
If it's on video, it must be true. Okay, let's do this one then.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see recently that Robert Kennedy quoted that carnivore has been used to successfully treat schizophrenia? He also said he would use the diet to help the governor of West Virginia win.
I did see that, yes. On the platform formerly known as Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Thick and white, that wasn't your uncle's blood.
No, it wasn't his blood. Thick white stuff.
Do you ever watch fruitarian YouTubers?
No. Why would I? Except to respond to their nonsense occasionally when I feel like it, which has been less often these days. I do know it has been less often. I will get back to who's wrong on the interwebs probably this week, actually, starting with James DeNicoli, No Ideas. Yeah, I've just been very, very busy, kids, and I've been a bit burned out with the YouTube thing because they don't help. The YouTubes, folks. They make it difficult for me to be visible and to have visibility and all of that. So, you know, from time to time, I go through periods where it's like, oh, God, there's no fucking point. I don't feel like doing this. I'm going to go and play on the farm. So I do that. If you want to watch what's happening on the farm, go to my Instagram, which is Bart_KAY_nutrition. Videos there about farm-related doings. And other things coming up soon too.
Like ducks eating dogs and such things.
Ducks eating dogs?
Wasn't that what you wanted to film yesterday?
Well, yes, I didn't have the camera for that though. They were nubbling on Snoozy, the duck.
Oh, poor
Snooze. Right, what's next?
Carnivorous animals eat organs. The argument against eating them are heavy metals and pollutants. Or anything else?
Mostly, those are the arguments. Toxic levels of all sorts of things can be found, most notably in liver, actually. Other organs, plus minus, not so much of an issue. My line in the sand on this one is that organs are unnecessary. I mean, visceral organs. Unnecessary. You can get everything you need in perfectly sufficient quantities from muscle meat and associated fat solely. You do not need to eat any organs ever if you don't want to. And I don't, personally.
Fuck me.
All right.
It's like duck milk only comes from drakes. Jesus. Yummy. Fruitarian just died from a heart attack. Mango Man.
Yes, I saw that too on the platform formerly known as
Familiar
Twitter.
with him?
Yeah, neither was I familiar with him. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you have a twin.
Not the first fruitarian to drop dead.
You still have a twin.
Huh?
Wow, you mean to tell me that I share a birthday with the Bart? Hey, happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to you, the crazy horse girl 142, or is it just 42? Crazy horse girl 42.
42.
There you go.
Just 42. All right. What are you selling?
What am I selling? What would you like to buy?
We can arrange it.
Yes, I'll sell you anything you like. I can sell you some waterfront property in Montana if you want. I promote cereal products, if that's what you mean.
Yes.
If you want to find out where they are, that's the address to find out where they are at the bottom of the screen right now. bkaynutrition.sorul.com. You can go there and find out all about those products, what they are, and then go, shit, I want those, and buy them. Because you will.
And question is there best time to take Stem Enhance Ultra?
Nope.
Didn't Linda once say that some people get really jacked up in the evening if they take them in the evening?
Okay, fine.
Not that they wake me up. Nothing wakes me up.
Well, pin drop will do it, I've found.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Making shit up.
After a full body workout, would 1 or 2 reps of super heavy squats help bone density or such?
Nope. Why would it? Over and above what you've already done, because bone density tends to respond to being pulled on by muscles and or being loaded by impacts. So you've already done that. So doing more of it? Don't know. What's next?
Just saying, Bart and Pim, don't underestimate your YouTube presence, as most importantly, it led to my changes in lifestyle. Happy birthday, Bart. Good on you, Deborah.
Good on you. Keep going. Don't let the bastards grind you down.
I'm being abused and neglected at home by my own mother. I don't have a local support system and I spend my time suffering endlessly in pain. What would you do?
I would move out of your mother's house if you're there. I didn't think you were still living in your mother's house, Jonathan. So that's the first thing I do. I would get out of your mother's house entirely. I'll be your support system, but obviously time-wise and distance-wise, I can't just pop round for a cup of tea, can I?
No.
And when you're asleep, I'm awake, usually, and the other way around, usually.
But if you dig a hole deep enough, you can come for a visit.
Well, yes, you could. Also, there is a really good support system available in the UK with some of the carnivore folks, which I know you're associated with and know already. Guys like Rich and guys like Coach Stephen, Phil Esquer.
He's French.
He's French, it's Phil Esquer. He's not French.
Everyone's going to think he's French.
Even though his name is not Esquer, it's Escott. Dr. Sarah Pugh lives in the UK.
Pew.
Pew pew. Well, until we can convince her to come and live here.
Good.
Come and live with us, Sarah.
Happy birthday, Happy from Germany.
Lovely,
12-year keto, 4-year carnivore. Can MCT oil intake can increase my triglycerides? If yes, is it a problem?
Look, all sorts of things can lead to all sorts of other things, including what you're talking about there. It is a possibility. What I would ask you, Dr. Volker Menzel, is why are you taking MCT oil and in what amount? For what reason and stuff?
Opinion on methylene blue.
I don't really have one, other than I tried it for a while. I didn't feel anything different. I got green wee.
Okay. Do you know if copper deficiency is linked with silver, white, grey hair?
It has been suggested. Whether that's valid and correct or not, I don't really know.
Maybe I've always had copper deficiency then. 'Cause
Maybe.
I had grey hairs before I was 18.
Did you?
Some. Just got more.
I've got quite a few grey hairs these days too.
I can see getting tired of the YouTube factory. I hope you're not getting tired of doing consults and chats.
Some of them are harder than others, Dave. Some people are more of a drain to talk to and deal with than others. Some people are a delight to talk to and work with. Others make you lose the will to live pretty quickly. It's case by case. What I suggest is that we put on our rocket pants and Junior Birdman the hell out of here. An adroit suggestion.
Not sure about this
Minor
one. Where do you two worship? Worship what?
Where do we
Ted?
worship? We worship at the altar of His Eminence Lord Edward Yellow, King of the Bears. Ted is our Lord, Saviour, and deity. No, We're both agnostic. Well, I'm agnostic. What would you identify as? I shouldn't speak for you.
I identify as the Queen of Ducks.
The Queen of Ducks. Good.
Mm.
So you worship at the altar of Dick. Duck.
Jesus.
Tim worships the Dick. The duck.
Oh my goodness, help me.
There is no help for you. It's all voluntary.
Jonathan says, thanks Bart, no cups of tea. I'll find a big spade. Richard and Stephen are great. I'm pretty much broke, so funds won't allow anything, unfortunately.
Yes. All right. Well, go and get yourself up to self-rule and get wealthy. And then we can all meet on the beaches in Hawaii or somewhere.
Indeed, a rune.
Well, actually, come here. I don't want to travel anywhere. I hate traveling. I hate flying. I hate going places. I'd never want to leave Pimbatia unless I have to.
Still going in April.
And if people want to come and visit us in Pimbatia, you can. Well, so long as Ted deems you to be an acceptable person to enter the borders of Pimbatia, which is surrounded entirely by the former New Zealand, now known as the communist state of Jabistan or something. Do you know New Zealand is the most jabbed country in the world?
Really?
Yep.
Holy crap.
That's what I've seen written around the place.
I didn't think it was.
It is, apparently. Per capita. All that.
That's poor.
It is poor.
Enzo, can you stop asking the same question several times?
Yeah, don't do
please
that.
don't type in capital letters.
It's very rude. It's called shouting.
Yeah. So try again with a Q in front.
Yes, and don't repeat
Because now we're
yourself.
going to ignore all capital letters that don't have a Q and repeat themselves.
Yes, very good.
So there. That's my punishment.
Yes.
Uh,
And the X-Bath wine as part of your exercise kit. It's not the answer to everything, but it's good.
what do you think about Dr. Id's?
An absolute shit stain. A waste of perfectly good oxygen. An arrogant, ignorant, stupid little boy who should shut the fuck up. How's that?
Super Chat, Swallow. Happy birthday to you, Bart. It's mine too. Triplets. Online right now.
Wow,
Got
good.
triplets.
Well, happy birthday to you, fully swallowed. Do you fully swallow? To be laden? I didn't know we shared a birthday.
No, you do.
Now I do.
What do you think of green tea? I feel good when I drink it.
It's fine as, something that you would have occasionally. I wouldn't, necessarily drink green tea every day, personally. But you can if you like. You do you.
Is saturated fat from non-animal sources any different to animal-based?
Not really, no. It's the same chemical thing with the same structure. If there is any difference, it's going to be in the deuterium state of the thing.
And in the amount of different types of saturated fats, as in chain links.
Yes, chain links. Yes, you're quite right. You can have that. Ted will allow it.
Happy birthday. What did you get for your birthday?
We don't really so much do the giving of gifts, like things, because...
You got my socks this morning.
You mean you put your socks on my face this morning?
I did not do that.
Here's my socks, and here's my top.
I did not put any socks on anyone's face.
Well, even if it wasn't, you can't really suggest that your socks are a gift.
Oh, they were.
No, we don't really so much do gifts. That's kind of a Christian tradition, and given that we're both agnostic. Well, what about the cake?
I made him a cake.
Yes.
Totally carnivore cake.
Yes, of course it was.
Or no?
Yes. Super chats, super chats.
Yes, thank you very
Super
much.
chats.
Thought on Ken Berry opinion on iodine.
I don't know what Ken Berry's opinion on iodine is.
No, tell us what his opinion is, and I'm sure Bart can tell you what his opinion is on Ken Berry's opinion about
Look.
the opinion of iodine.
At the end of the day, everybody's opinion is what I tell them it is. Or it should be,
Okay then.
if they know what's good for them.
So if you post that, if you want to, Grinder, post it now, and we can answer that.
Yes.
Right, thank you very much, Matt Jensen.
Thank you.
All the best. Bart, in your professional opinion, when will Saladino start promoting honey and fruit enemas?
I don't know.
That's such a good question, though.
No idea. Oh boy. Why everybody so fucking stupid?
Why wouldn't you have fruit and honey enemas?
Why would you?
Mashed banana with honey. It must be smooth.
Mm.
Happy birthday. I eat too much lunch and dinner. Pretty strict carnivore. Carny since May last year. 106 kilo down to 88.
Nice.
But stalled since mid-December. Any advice, please?
Yes, get yourself a consultancy with me and we'll sit down and work through the issues and then I can point you in the right direction. You're welcome.
Thoughts on red light therapy?
Yeah. It's not in my top 5, and my top 5 health hacks usually,
Yeah.
and when I say usually, I mean about 95% effective for clients with all sorts of problems. So yes, red light therapy might be useful case by case, but it's not in my top 5. Ergo, it's probably one of those less than 5%ers. It's probably less than a 1%er, I would surmise.
Okay. Anyone have any idea who pays this guy at Nutrition Made Simple?
Nope, no idea. And that's Gil Carvalho you're talking about. He's an absolute cocksplat. He's a fuck trumpet. He's another ignorant, arrogant ass monkey who thinks himself competent to speak on areas that are completely outside his areas of expertise. He has a PhD in neuroscience, not nutrition, and he has an MD degree from some diploma mill somewhere in some obscure part of the world. Neither of those qualifications he's ever used professionally, either as a scientist nor as a physician, actually. This is just a complete arsewipe, a shit stain of the highest order, and as offensive as it's possible to be, basically. Are we clear on Gil Carvalho?
Apparently.
Good. And I don't know who pays him, but somebody does.
Would you please give us an example of what a full body workout looks like? 62 years of age here, looking to maintain muscle mass and bone density as well as optimize.
Yes, I suggest a full body workout every time, no split. I suggest 11 or 12, sometimes 13 exercises, all big compounds that take in all the major muscle groups from the gastrocs all the way up to the traps, for a explicit list of those exercises, etc., and how they should be executed with what kind of weight, how many sets and reps and things. You would need to consult with me for an hour or so, get yourself a consultancy, and I'll answer all of that stuff for you there. How's that? Good.
Where are we?
I've got no idea.
Lots.
Pimbatia is where we are, in the Royal Palace,
Oh, I was gonna...
in the library room, which isn't real, by the way.
I love the humor of these two. I think she likes the socks.
The socks?
Yeah.
Mm.
Your birthday.
Do you want to come and say hello to the boys and girls? Come on in.
Coming up
Come on
again.
Oh, 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 hello, deaf dog. Hey? Oh, 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 it's terrible, Daddy.
But I've heard you previously say that you don't recommend drinking bone broth. May I ask why, please? Thanks.
There is a thought around the possibility of there being a concentration of heavy metals in bone broth, depending on where the animals were sourced from and what they'd been eating and where they lived, etc. Also, I don't see any benefit in bone broth that's necessary. Yeah.
Do you like playing chess?
I have played chess. I do know how to play chess. I was quite good at one point when I was well practiced.
I have missed 2 questions.
Rude.
How much grams of meat do you eat daily?
I don't measure. I do it visually these days based on, what looks about right. It works out to somewhere around about 2 grams of protein per kilo of lean body mass. So being quite a small-framed individual, it's not a lot of meat. Certainly nothing like what some beast like Sean would eat. Sean Baker, that is. Or, Anthony Chafee. I've shared a meal with Anthony Chafee, and he put away quite a bit. Impressive. I'm much more modest in my intakes because I'm a much smaller individual, frame size and all of that.
So this is the follow-up. You didn't even post a super chat, but clearly it is.
Yeah.
Do you think iodine is important? We deficient?
Well, that's case by case. Some people are and some people are not.
Probably a case for the soil are
You're right.
probably mostly deficient in iodine in most of the world.
Yeah. Do you have goiter? I don't. Is your thyroid function not what it should be? Mine seems fine.
When it comes to exercise, what is the difference between stamina and endurance?
Depends on how you operationally define those things.
So
They could be interchangeable, or they could refer to different aspects of fitness depending on how you're using those terms and exactly what you're talking about. That's one of those questions that there's no real substance to that question. It's not a clear question. It could be answered in many different ways, and I could take all day to do it. I won't. I've got other things to do today, like have a birthday and stuff. Yeah. And yes, I have 2 birthdays, yesterday and today, every year.
Is there any benefit to colloidal silver?
Depends, case by case.
Fucking rude. This is very strange how they show up in a different order on this one. What about back pain in the back of the thigh muscle cramps?
Pain in the back of the thighs, muscle cramps. Okay.
Yes.
Spray your legs with magnesium spray, see what happens. I presume you mean at night time. That's when it mostly happens. In which case, spray your legs with magnesium spray before you go to bed. See what happens. If that doesn't work, let me know. Buy a consultancy and we'll dig deeper.
Roger.
Roger.
Breast milk is relatively high in lactose. The milk of carnivorous animals contain less lactose and more fat. Any tips on responding to vegans who use that argument?
Well, what is that argument? What argument are they trying to make by saying that?
Our goat does not have a lot of fat in her milk, though. It depends. Oh, that's not carnivorous animals, sorry.
Yeah, there's no argument provided there, Daniel. That's just a statement of fact around the makeup of milk of different animals. To which I would respond, so? What point are you trying to make? You stupid vegans. God, vegans are stupid, aren't they? Stupid as fuck.
Every single one.
Every single one. Stupid as fuck. Yeah.
Right, where are we now?
I didn't do.
Watched a UFC fighters What I Eat in a Day video earlier, and it broke my brain, honestly.
Yeah.
Really high carbs and no red meat.
Yeah. Well, not all of the UFC fighters eat that way.
No.
I have one that's a client of mine who's a carnivore. So, there you go.
What do you think of our new non-elected MP, not a prime minister, Mark Carney, shill for the WEF?
I think Mark Carney ought to spend the rest of his life behind bars. Personally. Not to be in a position of power or responsibility.
Is he involved with the WEF?
Well, he's a shill for it, so yes, I would suggest so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Opinion on ceremonial matcha tea?
No opinion at all. Never tried it, never heard of it.
Oh, someone misses my short daily videos.
Yes.
I don't. It was a pain in the ass to make them, or...
That's the thing about YouTube, boys and girls. Just so you know, whether or not you think you should support us more fully than you do, we do a lot of stuff for free that we expect nothing from. We do absolutely appreciate the support we get from you in financial terms and all of that, because the mortgage on Pembatia is not cheap, by the way. But you need to understand how difficult YouTube actively makes it for people who promote the carnivore diet to grow and to be visible and to have an audience and all of that. We have the level of success that we have such that it is despite YouTube's best efforts to keep us down. So you might decide to be more supportive, I guess, in terms of, well, not just financially, but also in terms of basic things like sharing our links out to all your social media feeds, making comments about how interesting it is and how much you've learned and what an entertaining package it is that we provide for you for free here. Get the word out there for us, because YouTube will not do it for us. How's that?
Yes. And making one short that is less than a video takes, a long time.
As long as making a whole video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's from start to finish more than an hour, definitely. If you already have an idea. If you feel like you're stuck, it can take 15 hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I didn't get the return I wanted on them, so...
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It was too slow, nothing happened. Well,
no return.
I shouldn't say nothing, but not... It wasn't worth the time and effort.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Plus now you've got a farm to run.
Yep. Much more fun. Most of the time.
When it's going well.
Yeah.
Not so much when it isn't. Because we've never done farming before, so we're learning on the job. Learning all sorts
I'm
of
talking
things.
more about when my favorite chicken gets nabbed by a falcon right in front of me, for example.
Yeah, that's
Then
upsetting.
that's not fun.
No. Especially considering the falcons are protected and we can't just kill it.
What is your take on the Sean Baker versus Cole Robinson beef?
I haven't even followed it. Cole Robinson, by the way, is an absolute imbecile, a moron, a completely untrained, completely ignorant waste of space.
An arsehat of the highest order.
Correct. A complete fuck monkey, a complete shit stain, a complete buffoon who nobody should pay any attention to whatsoever. His whole shtick is his comedy presentation style, which is not dissimilar from my own in terms of his use of short words and his abrasiveness. The difference between him and I is that mine is backed up by an actual knowledge base, actual experience in the field, having been a high-level academic in the fields that I'm talking about here online for more than 2 decades. Cole Robinson is just a bloke with opinions. Okay? Idiot.
Super chat.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I read about a raw food fruitarian guru who died in Australia and supposedly had clogged arteries. Does raw vegan diet clogs arteries in some people?
Well, clogging arteries isn't the right terminology. What we're talking about is atherosclerotic lesioning, which is not really clogging per se. And yes, it would seem quite likely that a person who follows an inappropriate diet for human beings for long enough will be subject to the likelihood of health failure of some kind. And one of those health failures absolutely would be the likelihood to develop atherosclerotic lesioning. If they live that long, because mostly vegans, raw vegan fruitarians die from malnutrition well before they can develop heart disease. So, there it is. Many questions.
Need to see more duckies. Yeah, I don't think they would be happy to be on camera for an hour and a half, though.
But, Rick, if you follow I know you have been, but if you continue to follow my Instagram, you will see plenty of duckies. They're all over it. Them and goats and cows and sheeps and...
It's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't really see it. You got bit on the lip by a ducky. Yonk.
I don't know what brain fuck he had. Maybe I had something on my face.
Maybe.
I went to pick up a duck that was in the wrong coop and I got bitten by another one.
No.
No fucking clue why.
Yeah.
And it started bleeding and shit.
Yeah. Injuries.
Yeah, well, he's destined for the plate, so we'll get revenge.
Yes.
He's cute, though. He was born here. Okay. Is getting additional monounsaturated fats from avos and macadamia nuts contraindicated in terms of balance of mono versus saturated fats intake? I enjoy eating them and they don't seem to affect me.
I would not be doing that personally. And you don't need monounsaturates in your diet. Why would you do that? Have you heard of lectins? Phytates sometimes for nuts as well. Oxalates for a lot of nuts. Go and look those things up, JD. Or indeed binge watch my channel. My fine channel.
Oh my god. I use whole intact bananas for my fruit enemas.
Good for you,
on
Mike.
you.
Good for you. Stick a banana up your ass. That's what you should do on carnivore. Delicious. No singing.
Do you have a trampoline?
Yes.
I hear it's good for lymphatic flow.
Yes, I do. 2 of them, and I don't use either one because one of them isn't set up and the other one is out in the shed sitting there waiting for someone to jump on it, but I haven't done. I'm too busy doing farming things and trying to do YouTube.
It's just a fucking excuse. You can jump on a trampoline for a few minutes.
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday. 1972 is the year of the rat. What similar qualities do you share?
Well, I'm less rat-like than James de Nicolantonio. Barking is wrong. Or is that more like Dr. Zoidberg?
I don't know.
No, I'm not rat-like, I don't think.
What year? What animal is 1977?
I don't know.
I hope it's a dragon. So maybe Scott can tell me.
Maybe. Somebody look that up.
But what do you think of Simon Hill and his thoughts on nutrition?
Simon Hill is another imbecile, another arrogant, ignorant, misinformed, stupid little boy with not the first clue of science, its conduct, the disciplines of it, or anything remotely similar. Simon Hill is an arrogant waste of space. He's a shit stain.
Oh, carnivore ducks.
Gosh.
Yeah. Don't think so.
Yeah.
They're just nuts.
Yeah.
That's why I love them. They're funny as fuck.
Yeah.
I guess that's what happens when you have pea brain. Bart comes up with some of the most genius name calling I've ever heard.
Excellent. Good.
I have low CRP and all normal biomarkers, but high hemoglobin and red blood cell count. I don't feel any symptoms. Will my high RBC be bad?
Probably not. The lack of symptomology is the thing that makes me go, okay, great.
Did Pim get rid of her headaches? Sorry if you answered this before. Yes and no. I still have headaches intermittently, usually once a month.
I'm still here.
Yeah, can't get rid of that one.
You can, you absolutely can. You are here voluntarily. Anyone that wants to take Pim's place, sing out.
Sing out.
But first, ask Pim for a full disclosure statement on how great it is to be here with me.
However, I do eat more carbs now, which seem to actually help. Before I was trying to push it, and then when I started getting a headache, I ate 40-50 grams of carbs. That got rid of it, and then I could go 0 carb again for a week, 2 weeks, and so on. But now I just eat more carbs in general more often. And I'm not talking about 200, 300, 500 fucking grams of carbs. I'm talking about 30, 50 or such.
Excuse me.
Big difference. Very, very classy.
Yes. It's my birthday and I'll burp if I want to.
Can you get iron overload from eating daily meat?
Not usually.
Not if you have a healthy metabolism.
Right. And you know, without something like hemochromatosis or that kind of thing. Certain forms of anemia can paradoxically raise your hemoglobin and all of that, and iron levels as well.
Can I pay for cereal supplements by PayPal?
I don't believe that's an option at this point, no. It's credit card based, and or you can do bank transfer in some countries. I don't think PayPal is an option.
When says everyone give thumbs up.
Yes, everyone give thumbs up. Stick thumb up. Stick up, thumb up. Stick thumb up, boom.
I messed up and got the coffee again. What is the best way to get through the withdrawals? Or do I need to go to a 90-day rehab clinic?
It depends individually on your personality type and such. If you're struggling with addictive eating and or coffeeing, you should probably talk to Her Majesty Pym, Queen of Pirates, first of her name, Mother of Puppies, the Unpoked.
Queen of Ducks.
Queen of Ducks these days as well. Queen of the Pirates and the Ducks. And the Pirate Ducks, the ones with the eye patches that go arg, quack, 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 arg, quack, quack, arg.
Quack, quack, quack.
Those ones.
Yes.
That's her thing. She does that. She's good at that. I stay out of that addictive stuff. I'm actually in no position to talk about how to deal with addictive behaviors. No.
If you have gone off of coffee before, why can't you do it again? Some people like going to cold turkey, but if you get a lot of withdrawals, why don't you just half it every 3 days or so until you're on such a low level that you can easily get off of it without any major headaches or whatever?
Right.
And if you're truly addicted, then yeah, you can talk to me. But
yes,
if you've been off of before, you should be able to do it. Cafestol and Caviol, I don't know how to pronounce them, in coffee raise LDL cholesterol. I drink unfiltered coffee espresso.
I don't know, and I don't fucking care. So what if cholesterol goes up or down?
So what?
So what?
It's what? Not
too low, and cholesterol is a problem. We can demonstrate that. But that's the only thing that we can demonstrate with regard to cholesterol and problematic stuffs. It has to be too low for it to be a problem. There is no such thing as too high cholesterol. No.
Red light therapy or earth grounding, which if you had to choose one?
Grounding and earthing. Absolutely. It's on my list of 5. And red light therapy is not.
What instruments do you both play? What music you into?
Right. Do you want to go first?
I don't really play any instruments.
But you have played drums.
Very little.
For a short period before we went, I don't want to play drums.
I didn't say that.
I play guitar, I sing, I like rock music, hard rock music, indie, alt rock music, that kind of stuff. Love it.
Love it.
When I was living in the UK, I was able to take advantage of the fact that somewhere around the UK, every single week, somebody's playing. It was awesome. I went to so many concerts. Down here in New Zealand, basically almost nobody comes here because it's too expensive and they don't get a return for it. So we get to see Metallica every 10 years, for example.
For $1,000.
The Foo Fighters come here every 5 years or so. I once saw the Cult in Auckland. Of course, many, many years after they'd gone out of vogue. Pearl Jam I saw in Auckland.
Fucking hell.
That was quite something.
When was that?
About 2009 or 10.
Oh, okay.
From memory.
Interesting.
At Mount Smart Stadium. Which is now called something else. That's where the Warriors, the shithouse rugby league Warriors play.
Yes. And since I'm Swedish, I need to like rock music as well, because all Swedes do, apparently.
Poodle rock.
No. That's not even fucking rock. That's bullshit. Okay, next.
Yep.
I try to pass people on to good channels like this.
Good lad. Carry on.
Very good.
Carry on, as you were.
And I found your channel through someone who was being interviewed by Dave Mack. So thankful.
Excellent. Thanks, Dave.
Yes. So that's how people find you.
Dave rocks, by the way. Get on, Dave. If you don't know, if you haven't followed Dave Mack, get onto it.
If I feel like eating a second time in a day, do you think it should be a significantly smaller meal than the first one, since it's ideal to eat once a day?
I think you should eat to satiety on the muscle meat and associated fat of mostly ruminant animals.
Yes, if you're hungry, eat more.
Yes.
Red light therapy, blah, blah. Stop asking twice. Pisses me off now. A falcon grabbing a chicken. That must have been scary to watch. Well, I didn't see him actually grab him because the grass was kind of high. But I saw the falcon go down like... And I knew he was there. So when he didn't come in with the others, when I called him, I knew he was gone. Pretty much. Then I went out scouting and I found him dead under a tree. and the falcon eating him, and then jumping up on a branch right above me and looking at me like, so what?
Brazen as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Given you've given your opinion on Cole Robinson, now tell us what you don't like about him. Booked in for concert, looking forward to it.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it too. What I don't like about Cole Robinson is his complete disinformation, his complete lack of any idea of what he's talking about whatsoever. The fact that he says such ridiculous, nonsensical garbage, and that for some reason a lot of people watch that. Pisses me off. No end. The one thing I cannot fucking stand is disinformation from people about human nutrition, among other things. It's the one area where it seems to me that there is more disinformation than anything else out there. Just about.
We have missed the super chat that didn't come up here. That's why you should have a window there so I can see the actual chat live.
Yeah.
Okay, super chat, thank you very much. Thanks for all your hard work, but how inferior would be a carnivore diet which is mostly based on pork instead to one based mostly on beef?
Right, and see. I don't think necessarily it's that much of a problem. Or maybe it's not a problem at all for some people.
And that probably also depends a little bit on how the pork has been reared.
Yes, and or how it's been treated, cured or not.
Right, another super chat.
Yay.
From Swallowed.
From Fully Swallowed.
Fully Swallowed. I've just been diagnosed with stage 4 kidney failure.
Okay.
Oof. Clinician never told me when it started back in 22, not long after the job.
Yeah.
Misspell,
Yes.
intentional.
Yeah.
Any possible connection?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Multiple system failures are possible and likely in those who have taken the job. Yep. Nattokinase, bromelain, and 5 health hacks for you.
1977 was the year of Star Wars.
Yeah, it was, yes. It was. 1877, that's 100 years too soon.
Yeah, but then it says 1977, the year of the snake. Okay, it's fine. I like reptiles. I can live with that. It's not quite a dragon, but
Well, it's a serpent.
Yeah.
And dragons are thought to
fire snake. Now we're getting closer. I like it. I like it.
The dragon.
Mm.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll take fire snakes.
Yes.
I'm not sure where the questions are anymore.
Hello,
questions.
Where are the questions?
No, I've been scrolling so much.
Here we go.
through
Here's
the
one.
super chat. Here we go. Planning to move to New Zealand. Can I still find another job there while I work for your farm? Happy healthiest birthday.
You could, but the nearest town/city where you could get a job is about an hour away. So, yeah.
Unless you come during hop season, you can.
Well, yes, hops
some-
around here. There's
yeah.
quite a bit of hop growing.
But I imagine that's quite long hours, so you might not have time to work on our farm then. Then we'll kick you out.
Right, out.
Did you know that most of the people from Harvard are doing keto carnivore?
I did not. And who are the people from Harvard?
Indeed. What does the bicarb soda for in the snake juice?
It is mainly for the sodium, actually, because bicarb is a dependent variable, James Nicolantonio. Still dependent. Okay? Means you cannot independently moderate the concentration of bicarbonate by adding nor by removing bicarbonate. It's dependent. Still. Buffoon. What's next?
Try adding some black chickens to your flock. Hawks
have
think they are crows and they hate crows. Well, we have lots of black chickens.
We do.
That doesn't help.
We also have magpies, which they don't like either, which are not, we don't have magpies. Magpies live around here, a lot of them. But they don't keep them away fully.
I lost one black-ish. It was an Indian game. 2 stripy ones and a grey one.
Plus some ducks.
Yeah, I don't think that was the falcon though.
That might have been the hawk.
That was definitely the hawk.
Yeah. Right here.
I think this one is next.
Right.
For a man who is 5'6" and about 140 plus pounds, such as myself, how many grams of collagen supplementation would you recommend per day?
I wouldn't necessarily recommend any. It really depends. I do take collagen myself, the sponsor's product from the fine folks at Cyril, but I don't promote it. The reason being because it contains some things that it shouldn't in my mind. And I'm working with the company to get them to address that situation. And they're listening, and we're talking about it. And first of all, we need to prove ourselves with Hardcore Carnivore Stem Enhance, which is the first of their products which they have reformulated according to my instructions to make them carnivore friendly. But New Zealand and Australia, people have to buy it to make it so that the company goes, shit, they really do want it. It's not that you're not, by the way, it's just that it's been average.
Apparently, Master Chief pays for Cyril through PayPal. PattyPal.
PattyPal.
So maybe it's possible.
Okay,
then.
maybe it is possible. I don't know how to do it myself. Perhaps you can explain that to me, Dave, next time we talk.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Ken said iodine was commonly deficient.
Well, he might be right.
Mm. Been on Stem Enhance 2 bottles a month since we consulted February 2024.
Okay.
I guess. What makes Stem Enhance Hardcore Carnivore better?
Well, I'm not saying it is better. The reason that we have Stem Enhance Hardcore Carnivore formulation is because there is a subset of people on the carnivore diet who are completely unprepared to put anything into their body that comes from a plant whatsoever. So the standard formulation, for example, has a cellulose capsule, completely inert. It's just a clear cellulose capsule that the thing is in. So instead of that, in the hardcore product, we have a bovine gel capsule. The flow agent in the standard product, again, completely inert, is a rice starch. Okay. In the hardcore carnivore, we've taken that out and silicate goes in instead. Also, the hardcore carnivore does not contain fucoidin, at least not in this first few batches. It is my intent that the fucoidin should go back into it in future because fucoidin is not a plant. It's an algae. However, that said, the reason that the hardcore carnivore doesn't contain fucoidin was because of a supply issue at the time it was put together. All right, those are the differences. Nothing really very much, but what it does is it allows those people who say, oh, I'm not taking that product because it contains plant material. It takes that excuse away from those people. Well, here's the hardcore carnivore version. Hardcore carnivore Stem Enhance. That's what you should have if you're hardcore. Delicious. No singing. Very good.
There are some fucking stupid questions here that I'm not even going to bother put up, so don't ask them again. Just saying.
Okay.
They're not nutrition related, they're just fucking stupid.
Okay.
So, something small to show my appreciation for your contribution to the world of nutrition information. Thank you, Sean. Grateful to have found your channel. Learning about the Randall cycle was a game changer. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad that it's been of value. And thank you for the 10 euro squids. Euro dollar squids.
Yeah.
Euros.
Let's see. Is there a health benefit to donating blood?
Not necessarily, no. If you have hemochromatosis, yes. Bloodletting, modern medicine.
Did you see Saladin is now pouring honey on his meat? That's not new.
Jesus.
That's why I didn't get your question up the first time. So, there you go. Now it's answered.
Yeah.
Do you agree that if you are not burning fat on carnivore, you should eat nothing but butter to get it started?
No, I don't. And you don't burn anything.
This is what Dr. Boss is telling people.
Well, I've already responded to Dr. Boz on several occasions about things that she's had to say. Some of what she has to say is fine and I agree with it, and some of it's just absolute errant nonsense. Complete nonsense. Sorry, Annette, but those are just the facts.
Let's see.
Yes, let's see.
That one. I can go. Let's do that one. But are you a double-edged safety razor guy?
I use the plastic ones that you buy in disposable bags. And yes, the double blade.
Okay. Should I just water fast until I'm slender?
Depends on your situation. There's much more information I would need to know before I could give you any kind of feedback on anything.
Any tips for raising kids?
Don't.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, don't.
Do not raise them.
No, don't have
Put
kids.
them out to pasture early.
We don't have kids. Don't want to. Yeah.
Did you know the guy with a 3 in his name loves salad boys nutritional advice, and are they meant to be together as fruity honey boys? Also, birthday is men-made and salt is rock cooked faking slave.
Fucking slave.
Fucking slave,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yes.
Fucking slave.
Birthday is man-made. Salt is rock.
How
Cooking
can a
meat is
birthday be
fucking slave.
I mean, I suppose people are man-made.
Well, they are. Yes.
I see. What is your favorite New Zealand slang?
What do I know?
You look at me. Channels.
Don't know.
Kumara.
Don't know. Favorite New Zealand slang. We don't live in New Zealand anymore. We live in Pimbatia. We have seceded from New Zealand.
I know a stupid one though.
Go on.
Smoko.
Smoko. Yes, there you go. Smoko.
That's a fucking stupid one.
Yeah. Smoko refers to a break at work for 15 minutes where it's expected that you go and smoke. Actually, it's
But it
just a
isn't
break.
anymore.
No, because like smoking is now well and truly out of vogue, but it's still called smoko. Smoko time.
Yeah, I was very confused. I was like, I don't smoke.
Yeah.
I get it. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with you people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck off, you're having two. That's Australian though. Right.
Yeah. Hi guys, happy birthday, Bart.
Thank
I
you.
want to lose 20 kilo fast. I'm made 49 years. Tell me how.
Well, you'd get a consultancy with me. We can talk about it because there'll be some individual stuff we need to get through so that I can give you the best possible feedback based on your situation. Thanks for the birthday wishes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Did you see the price of beef lately? Maybe carnivore is bigger than we think.
Not really. I don't really pay much attention to such things. Pim does most of the shopping.
I just know that it slightly goes up.
Yeah.
Like
And,
every
you
now and
know,
then.
within about a year or so from now, we'll have enough animals here that we can actually have our own beef and not buy any more. Yay.
That would be good.
At the moment, we have some that are growing up. And we'll let them grow up so that we get more beef.
Yes.
Nom, nom, nom.
If carbonation neutralizes stomach acid, what length of time should people wait before and after eating?
Carbonation does not neutralize stomach acid. Who told you that? Who told you that when? Not so.
How many eggs per day would you suggest eating? Would you consider them essential or optimal to eat?
I don't eat very many eggs at all, mostly because I don't do that well on eggs. Eggs are fine for those that do respond well to them. There's nothing wrong with eggs. I don't recommend any specific number of eggs. It's not like there's a recommended daily intake of eggs specifically. Eggs are one way in which you can get carnivore nutrition into your body. And if it works well for you, don't fix it. Very nice.
Where do we go to book a consult?
bit.ly/BART-KAY and follow the prompts from there.
Okay, let's do this now.
Dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. No singing.
FBS Robertson put out a hunting video maybe 20 years ago in New Zealand. Do you hunt on your land?
No, not yet.
We're trying to hunt.
Well, not really.
Can slightly high red blood cells count increase risk of blood clotting?
It depends very much on what else is going on and why the red blood cell count is up, if indeed it is up, to a meaningful, clinically important level.
It's not necessarily the clotting, because you need more clotting agent to
That's
do
right.
a lot of clotting, but
That's right.
if you have a lot of tight arteries, because you do have a lot of inflammation and calcification, then they will get stuck because there's so many of them.
Mm.
That's why you usually get blood thinners from the doctors to avoid that.
Yes.
But if you're healthy, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a little bit over the average blood cell count, I don't think. Is raw cheese 2 to 3 times a week okay on carnivore?
Well, that's a very open-ended question. How do you do on that? Does that work for you? Is there any problem associated with that you are aware of? If not, I probably wouldn't fix it.
Did it really? Does grounding change the thickness of your blood?
Yes.
I've heard that the red blood cells are affected. Would be a good thing for me. Mine's too thick.
Yes. Is the answer? Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
When you ground,
Jesus.
what happens is that your blood viscosity reduces to 1/3 of what it was before you grounded, almost instantaneously.
I have lost the
You lost the question. It's all right. Shit
Yeah.
happens. That person whose question just got lost. Sorry, shit happens. We move on.
No, that was this one I wanted to read.
Found.
I'm a PT and I have a client with type 1 diabetes. How would you recommend that I advise his nutrition? I've already sent him a video of yours about the Rundle cycle. Thank you.
What I would do, as well as my videos, is I would put him onto Dr. Ryan Attar, who also has a YouTube channel and many fine videos. He is a type 1 diabetic himself, and he runs his A1Cs at 4.4 to 4.6, and his time in range is 100%, and his blood glucose almost never deviates much from about 80. I would do what Dr. Ryan Attar does in that situation, and I think that your client should do the same. I'll give you a hint. It's carnivore, and the right kind of insulin administered in the right way. It's not anything that would be suggested by any of the major organizations.
I had a couple of consults. Highly recommended. Bart was actually really nice.
I know, it's surprising, isn't it? Guys,
He was
for those of
actually
you who
really nice.
still don't get it, this persona for the online stuff is just that. It's a persona, it's an act, it's designed to garner interest and get clicks and things. Then I can educate people by subterfuge before you realize I've done it. When you pay money to speak to me in a consultancy, obviously my persona is completely different. You do not get to meet this guy that you see online here. You get to meet the actual real me, and I'm there to help you because you've paid me for that. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
We're 2 minutes. Happy birthday. Is a product with stevia in it okay for peeps with diabetes?
I wouldn't go there, personally.
Well, if you must, it is probably 1 billion times better than real sugar.
Sure.
But better get rid of your preference for sweet taste.
Yes.
Would be a good thing. Since you mentioned another upcoming health hacks video, could you please use this as an opportunity to include adding honey to meat or bench press 410 pounds?
Yeah, I won't be doing that. Thank you, Yoko Chubini.
Do you recommend prolonged gap from training to eating for bulking? Say, train 7 a.m., eat 12 p.m., etc. for hormone utilization?
I do not recommend bulking at all, Dave.
Having trouble staying asleep at night. I wake up about 5 times each night. Started since going full carnivore. What will help?
A consultancy might help. We'll get to the bottom of what's happened.
Bart will sing to you all night
Yes.
long.
I will.
Some addicting YouTube shorts appear on the Heads Up Tribe. Have you seen those?
No.
Send them through. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have scarecrows in Pimbatia? And if so, can you be sure they aren't possessed?
No, we don't.
I wish we had some. Apparently we have a super sticker that we can't see, but thank you for the super sticker, I guess.
Cheers, DC.
This is true. Some people pay good money to get insulted. Monty Python has a whole sketch out of it.
Yes.
And I think that was it.
Very good. Done. And in time by, 5 seconds or so. 1 hour, 29 minutes and 58 seconds now with 199 people watching at this stage. Very good. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. You know how it goes at the end of the show. Here, what we do is we sing the national anthem of Pimbatia, which goes a little bit something like this. Steak and eggs and eggs and steak. That's what you should have for your breakfast. Delicious. Eggs and steak and steak and eggs. Just making sure you heard. I think they got it, Ted. See you next time when someone will be wrong on into it. And it'll be James and Nicola Antonio this week. See you then.